The most incompetent people do not think they are incompetent. They think they are brilliant. Scientific research proves it is not entirely their fault. You have seen this person. The boss with terrible ideas presents them with unshakable confidence. The friend who gives awful advice acts like a seasoned expert. The online guru who is completely wrong is totally convinced they are right. This is not just an annoying personality trait. It is a predictable glitch in human psychology called the Dunning-Kruger Effect. It is the reason we are all, at times, blind to our own ignorance. Understanding it is the first step toward genuine wisdom. The effect was famously identified in 1999 by two Cornell psychologists, David Dunning and Justin Kruger. They conducted a series of studies on logic, grammar, and humor. After testing participants, they asked them to estimate how well they performed. The results were stunning. The people who scored in the bottom quartile drastically overestimated their ability, believing they were well above average. Meanwhile, the top performers slightly underestimated their skill. The core insight is what they called a double curse. The skills you need to be good at a task are the same skills you need to recognize how good you are at that task. If you lack the first, you also lack the second. You are not just incompetent, you are incompetent at seeing your own incompetence. This is best visualized on a simple graph. On the x-axis, you have actual competence from low to high. On the y-axis, you have self-perceived confidence. For people with almost zero competence, their confidence is absurdly high. This peak is unofficially known as Mount Stupid. As you start to learn a little, your confidence plummets. You enter the valley of despair because you are finally competent enough to realize how much you do not know. Only after pushing through this valley does your confidence begin to climb again, slowly and realistically, toward true mastery. The story that inspired this research is almost too perfect. A man named MacArthur Wheeler robbed 2 banks in broad daylight without a mask. When police showed him the security footage, he was in total shock. "But I wore the juice," he mumbled. Wheeler believed that since lemon juice works as invisible ink, rubbing it on his face would make him invisible to security cameras. His ignorance was so profound, it gave him the confidence to commit a crime in the most foolish way imaginable. He did not know he did not know. How do we avoid our own lemon juice moments? How do we escape Mount Stupid and build real, earned confidence? Here is the framework. First, adopt the Socratic paradox. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. This is not about being passive, it is a weapon. Constantly assuming you might be wrong makes you open to being right. Second, relentlessly seek objective feedback. The cure for a subjective bias is an objective mirror. Do not ask friends if you were good. Ask an expert what are the 3 biggest weaknesses in your approach. The more specific and critical the feedback, the better. Third, learn to love the valley of despair. That feeling of "I suck at this" is not a sign of failure. It is a critical sign of progress. It means your perception is finally catching up with reality. Embrace it. It is the necessary path to the final stage. The Feynman technique. Try to teach the concept to someone else. The act of explaining it will instantly reveal the gaps in your own understanding. The Dunning-Kruger Effect shows us that confidence is cheap. Competence is hard-earned. The truly intelligent mind is not the one that knows all the answers, but the one that knows how to ask the right questions, especially of itself. Subscribe for weekly wisdom, combining ancient philosophy with modern psychology. Practical insights for living with depth and purpose.